it is pretty easy. Let's just not like sugarcoat anything. It's pretty easy to actually look good and feel good in your own skin. Now, you're gonna say, yeah, but whatever. You have good genetics, or you look good because you're dressed in a suit, or you insert X, Y, and Z excuse. Whatever. Well, it's actually that easy. So today, I'm gonna go over a little bit about how to look better, how to feel better in your own skin, how to be more confident, and to know how to do all these things in a very simple and straightforward process. So I think I overheard one of the people I was watching recently on YouTube like talking about like, hey, for some period of time I was an image consultant, and so what I would do is I would basically just allow people to just call me or interview with me or book a call with me, and I would sit down with them and I would basically help them out to put together a better image of themselves. So like we would go over everything. We would go over the haircut, the how you present yourself, how you walk, how you smell, how you dress, how you do literally everything, how you talk, how you do everything. And so this is going to allow you to do is to show up to literally any environment and be more respected by men and more desired by women if you are a man on your way up, or if you're a man who's already pretty advanced in your late ages of life, I guess. So with that out of the way, let's go straight into how to do all of these things. So first off, what you are going to want to do is make sure to understand that you are actually much more attractive than you think you are. You just are at a current state that is not your best look possible. Now, how can you achieve this best look possible? Well, it's very simple. First off, you need to understand what kind of body type are you. And what I mean by this is, are you overweight? Are you the perfect size? Are you skinny fit? Are you skinny fat? Are you tall and fat? Are you whatever kind of body composition that you currently have, and you understand, okay, what can I do to become more attractive? Well, if you're fat, you need to get your ass into the gym, lose some weight, get leaner. If you're skinny, you need to put on some muscle, you need to pack on some more weight, and you need to look like you mean business. So that's like the basics. How you look, your body, like your how you present yourself is one of the most important things that you can work on super easily. Like literally everybody can do it, unless you're a paraplegic, I guess. And in that case, like, I feel very sorry for you, but it is what it is. You're gonna have to play the hand you're dealt, you know? So you're gonna have to focus on something else. But if you are a full able-bodied man and you can do all of these things, and you can go into the gym and you can walk and you can fight and you can do all of these things, I heavily recommend that you do at least one martial art, at least go into the gym and sign up to at least one gym, and put yourself through rigorous training every single day. Because this is not only going to increase your testosterone levels, so you're gonna feel more confident, you're gonna feel more outgoing, but you're also going to boost your own confidence in yourself when you look at yourself in the mirror, because by going to the gym, you'll just look much better physically. Very simple. Like, if you don't understand, like, if you've never been fit before, like lean or like good physically, like very low body fat and like a very good physique, you can never understand what it means to wear fitted clothes. And it's amazing. Like this suit, it's a 3-piece suit. I don't put my jacket on because it's fucking hot as fuck out here, but my 3-piece suit jacket fits me perfectly like a glove. Like it's actually the perfect dimensions for it. It's like, I've got my shirt, I've got this blazer here, I've got this, well, this waistcoat, and then I've got the pants, I've got the shoes, and everything is just perfectly tight fit. And that's what you want to go for. That's the look you want to go for. So now we're going to talk a bit about clothing. Now, very simply, you're going to pick 3, 4, maybe 5 tops, colors, different colors, neutral, generic colors, may it be green, blue, gray, black, white, brown, and you're going to put them together, and you're going to put together your outfit based on those colors. Because that way, it's going to make it very simple to make you look like you have elegance and more style, because those are neutral colors. They don't accentuate any of your physique. You're not like doing too much, but you're not also doing too little. Like, it looks like you have more style when you have those neutral colors. Like, for instance, for me, most of the time I'm wearing blue, black, brown, and white. In this case, if I have a shirt on, if I don't, then in that case I don't really wear that much white. But like, for instance, for brown, I would wear this belt here, and I would have the shoes, which are brown, which match is 3 colors. Very simple. And make sure you wear colors that match your skin tone. So like, for instance, if you're wearing jewelry, like for instance, I've got this watch here, I wear silver because I'm fucking pale skin. And if you're like more of a darker skin shade, then in that case you can wear gold, which matches much better. And that's pretty much it. Like the same for this like small thing here, this chain. Same thing. Silver for white people and gold for black people. There you go. Very simple. Same thing for rings, same thing for everything. So next up, what you're gonna do is make sure you take care of your grooming. Now, what do I mean by this? What I mean by this is, you see this neckline here is completely trimmed. You can see it here. That's what I mean. Like, all of this here, make sure you understand your face shape. Very important. Go to the barber if you can. Spend a bit of money on that. I would heavily recommend it. Spend a bit of money on like some tools that you can wear. Like, can you use very easily at home. And make sure to always trim yourself and make sure your face matches your style. So like, let's say for me, like for instance here, I had some interviews and some meetings recently, so I decided to go full shaven and make sure that I had like maybe like a 3, 4, maybe 5 day stubble at the very max, and then shave all of this neck down here, so that way I feel like I've got a very pronounced jawline, way more than I actually have. So that way people feel like this is the facial hair, and then all of this here is clean. This is what I mean. And like, if you have, like for instance, for me, I'm extremely hairy, unfortunately, whatever. But I won't really show it, but like here, you can see I have a lot of hair that grows on my chest and my back and whatever. And so I shave my chest to make sure that it doesn't just puff up outside of the fucking shirt, you know? Like, you don't want to be that guy who just has hair like coming out of every fucking area on his fucking shirt. Like, that's not really attractive. So what you want to make sure is, so you're well groomed. So that includes beard. If you can't grow a beard, make sure to be clean shaven. Don't have any of that bum fluff on your fucking face. Just make sure you're clean shaven, trimmed down. Make sure you're like for instance, my mustache is always a 3. I always go for a mustache and maybe like a quick small stubble, because that way it allows me to accentuate that European look, because since most of my heritage comes from Europe and half from somewhere else, well, it makes sense to accentuate those European features. So then you've got that, then you've got your haircut. So like for instance, what I would do is I would look up online, so like your face shape, is it an oval, is it a square, is it whatever, and then I would look up some ideas, go to the barber and say, hey, I was looking at my face shape, what would you recommend would be a good haircut for my face shape? Like for instance, for me, this, I don't really know what the fuck this haircut's called, but I do usually do a high fade, so like I can keep all of this part clean here, And so that way it separates the beard from the hair, and I can keep this like Italian style look. And personally, if I have like, but personally my fucking hairline's going up. So you can see like here, my fucking forehead's going boom. So I've got that, like I've had that for a long time, but whatever, who cares? So instead of having my hair go down on it, what I do is I push it up, so that way it feels more natural. It feels like it's not as big as a forehead, or as big as whatever. And what you don't want is hair that falls on top of your face, because that doesn't look very attractive. What you want is to clean up that forehead. Now, if you have a very weird face shape, it's gonna be very hard for yourself to do a few things to fix that. But what you can do is you can chew mastic gum. So it's like some kind of resin gum that you can chew on a day-to-day basis that is going to accentuate your jawline. Then you need to increase your testosterone levels, which you can increase very easily by going to the gym every day, pursuing your role as a man in like a relationship. You can increase your like the levels of sunlight that you get on a day-to-day basis. Make sure you eat good clean food, no processed garbage, you drink a bunch of water. All of these things that are going to increase your testosterone are all of the natural things that you used to do back in the day. And so all of these things, you combine everything together. When you have all of this, you will look much better. Like for instance, if you are capable, I would heavily suggest wearing very good like attires, complete like for instance, for me today, I'm going to be rocking this complete suit. I've got my jacket downstairs. I'm going to be picking that up, going outside and working outside. It's supposed to be a holiday, but I decided to dress up because I don't want to be seen as a loser. And that is why I enjoy dressing up, because I feel great when I do so. So why wouldn't I do more? If I love myself, why wouldn't I just do it for myself? Like, I don't really care what others think. Like, that's the whole point. That's the whole vibe you want to project on other people. Like, if you don't really care about what other people have to think about you, most of the time, you're either going to be going into one of two extremes. You're either going to be going into full-on dressing super well, narcissistic, whatever, or you're going to go on the opposite side, which is dressing like a slob and looking like shit and nobody cares about you. So you need to kind of have a balance between those two and look good, feel good. That's the best advice I can give you. So we went over, what did we go over so far? So you need to get into the gym. You need to get physically in shape, because that is extremely important. Another sub thing that you can do is learn how to fight. Very important. It also increases your facial features, because you're basically just burning so much like fat, and you're basically just leaning yourself down as much as possible. Like for instance, wrestling is one of the biggest ones I recommend if you want. It just makes everything harder on your body, like on a global scale. It's gonna trim yourself down. Next up, clothing. So we discussed going over a couple different colors, the neutral colors, like for instance, blue, brown, green, gray, black, maybe even white, if you want to go that far. But you want to keep those colors neutral, so that way they accentuate your elegance and style. Next up, what you want to do is make sure your accessories, like for instance this watch here, are fitted to your, like if you have like a chain, if you have rings, if you have whatever, make sure they're fitted the color. Like if you have white color, like white skin color, like me, like this fucking white skin, you need to wear silver. And if you're black or like a darker skin shade, you need to be wearing gold. So that way it accentuates and it fits perfectly your skin tone. Next up, what you are going to want to do is smell good and groom yourself. So we went over grooming yourself. Make sure your beard and your hair is all good. I might need to go to the fucking barber again, but we'll see. I usually recommend going to the barber at least minimum once a month, max maybe like once a week or twice, or like once every 2 weeks, something like that. Works perfectly fine for me, for instance. On the other hand, smelling good, very important, because when you're going out and you're speaking to people, the first thing they sense about you is how you look, and the second thing is how you smell. So if you smell like shit, people are going to captivate on that and they're going to avoid you. That's just how it works. Like, if you smell like shit, I'm going to go the other way. Like I'm not staying there. Like, if you stink, see you later. Like, I don't really care. So what ends up happening is, how do you smell good? Well, very simply, first off, you need to take care of your hygiene. So you need to be taking at least, what I recommend heavily is taking a shower as soon as you wake up, because that way you get all of that musty, stinky smell from when you were sleeping, if you were sweating your ass off in bed, if you were having someone over, or whatever. You need to get all of those odors and all of that shit, grime and sweat and tears and fucking whatever. And you need to clean that up. So first thing in the morning, shower, boom, boom. After you get out of the shower, you can put deodorant on, and you can put, I recommend putting on at least one cologne. So like, for instance, for me right now, I'm using, I think it's called Jean Paul Gaultier. It's some kind of golden fucking thing or whatever. I might put a picture on the screen, or I might just link it in the description just for you guys so you can go check it out. I don't heavily recommend it for everyone. It was kind of just handed to me to try, and I've been just using that ever since. So I might go with another, and I might do some more research on how to smell better and test different perfumes, but that's kind of not my priorities right now. So maybe I might test a few different ones in the future, but we'll see. The other thing to smell good is make sure your oral hygiene is good. So like, you need to brush your teeth at least twice a day, including like, usually my morning routine goes like this. I wake up, I go in the shower, I clean. So what I do when I clean myself is I use body soap or whatever the fuck it's called, scrub down everything, and then what I do is I use shampoo, which is I think it's all-in-one something. And so I shampoo my hair. If you have hair, do that like once, and then wash it over, and then do it again, because basically you want to do it twice. One of my barbers recommended this to me because he said, if you do it once, it's going to get rid of the stuff that's in your hair, and it's going to clean the hair, but it's not going to wash your skin. And the second, like going over it a second time, is to wash your skin and your scalp and everything. So I recommend doing full body scrub, then 1-2 shampoo, and then get out of the shower, dry yourself up, whatever. And then what you want to gonna do is brush your teeth before going out, before like at least once in the morning, once in the evening. So usually what I do is that, brush my teeth, deodorant, put on my cologne, put on my clothes, and then before I put on my clothes, if I need to, I'll trim this and I'll shave this part here, or I'll trim this part to make sure I'm always groomed. Every 1, 2, 3, 4 days, I'll do this like constantly, just to make sure I'm keeping it tight and orderly. And then in the evening, usually when I'm done with all of my work and everything, maybe after I come home after the gym, I'll take a second shower, and same thing. So like, scrub down, boom in the hair, and then I usually brush my teeth before going to bed, and that makes it 2 showers, 2 brushing teeth every day. So that way my hygiene is perfectly neat and tidy, and I don't even have to think about it anymore. So yeah, so brushing your teeth 2 times a day at least. If you can, I would recommend getting a tongue scrubber as well. It's something to get rid of the bacteria on your tongue, because that's usually the part of your mouth that doesn't get touched a lot, and that is the part that gets the most amount of food on it. So it usually might end up stinking more than your actual mouth itself. And so what you are going to want to do is scrub your tongue, clean your tongue a bit more than usual. You probably don't even do it. You never thought about it maybe. So teeth, mouth, tongue, all of the oral hygiene, very important. And I make sure always to, when I'm going out, I have this pack of chewing gum, and that way I can eat a piece of chewing gum, and then whenever I'm having a chat with someone, I'll get rid of it. So that way, before coming into the conversation, I've put a certain odor in my mouth, so it doesn't smell like food, or it doesn't smell like decay, or like bad. You know what I mean? Like, because sometimes you have like residue of food like stuck in your mouth. So after every meal, usually I take a piece of chewing gum, so that way I can clean my mouth if I'm outside and if I can't brush my teeth. Very important. So yeah. Other than that, I would also recommend, if you can, get Invisalign or something that would whiten your teeth. If they're like super yellow, super disgusting, I would look into that if you have the cash for it, because it's very important to how you look physically. Like, if you smile and your smile looks like yellow, it's not gonna be very pretty. So there's definitely some of that. Another thing I mentioned briefly just before was mastic gum. Now, mastic gum is not for your oral hygiene, but it is going to accentuate your jawline. So for instance, for me, here, I didn't used to have that jawline before. Now, I haven't used mastic gum, but I've been chewing gum for the past 4, 5, fucking 10 years. So I've been doing the work. You know what I mean? That is what I'm talking about. But if you buy mastic gum, it's going to reduce significantly the time that it takes to actually get a more pronounced jawline, which is one of the most attractive facial features in a man that he can have, because it's a symbol of high testosterone and high body physicality, fitness. So there's definitely some of that. So I recommend mastic gum. If you can just buy like one packet every couple of months or so, like, you'll always have a pronounced jawline. And if you can do some facial exercises, that works as well, I guess. Then yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So one thing I must add for the grooming, so grooming your face, is making sure that your nose, your eyebrows, and your ears don't have any excess hair, and you don't look like a caveman, basically. The point is, you need to feel as taken care of as possible, so that way people look at you much differently. This is what I'm talking about. So, like, for instance, what would I do? I would take maybe like a pincer or something, and I would just like, either, if you want to really go that far, you can always do like wax, like put hot wax in your nose and just boom, just fucking rip everything out. Or you can just you can take like a pincer and you can like pluck the hairs out of your nose that are way too long, that are coming out, that don't look very attractive. So that way you're taking care of that. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So if we summarize, we need to get into the gym, make sure we're physically fit, we're taking care of our physicality. That means also drinking good food, like drinking water, eating good food, getting enough sunlight every single day, walking outside, going outside in nature, all of these things that are going to naturally boost our testosterone so that we look a little more like men. Second thing is making sure your clothes are good. Like, as you want to avoid baggy clothes. You want to make sure that everything is clean, neat, tidy, and fit, or like a slim fit, for instance. And you want to make sure the colors are neutral as possible. So like, it would be brown, blue, green, gray, black, and maybe white. And then yeah, you are going to want to make sure that you're well groomed on a day-to-day basis, that you are taking care of your hygiene. So you take 2 showers a day, you take care of your oral hygiene, you make sure you brush your teeth twice a day. I personally recommend eating chewing gum, so that way you don't stink anytime, and you don't have any food residue in your mouth. And what else? Making sure that you are well groomed, so like everything on your face, everything, your hair, your beard, your everything. If you can't grow a beard, shave all of it off. If you can't grow a mustache either, like I would recommend growing a beard if you can. If you can't, that's fine, no worries. And making sure that your jawline is more pronounced, making sure that everything in your attire fits perfectly, making sure that your skin tone matches with the colors of your accessories. If you're white, just wear silver. If you're like darker skin shade, make sure you wear gold instead. And I think that's pretty much it. I think we went through over everything today. Oh yeah, I mean, pretty obvious. I recommend wearing a suit if you can. It always accentuates your look. You look way more pronounced, way more professional when you're wearing a suit anyway. So yes, I think that's pretty much it. Make sure your clothes are as neat and tidy as possible, or as brand new or as clean as possible. Make sure you don't have any holes in your clothes. Make sure you don't have, like, that's basically the bare basics. Make sure you don't wear anything baggy. Make sure you wear stuff that isn't too fucking ugly. Like, if, like, the basics would be, if you wouldn't wear this at your friend's wedding or at your friend's birthday, or I don't know, like, let's say you have, like, there's a woman you want to impress. How would you dress if you wanted to impress her? Very simple, very straightforward. Like for me, for instance, if I'm wearing a suit, I know that it's going to impress most people because I look way different than all of the corporate people that work down there. So I don't have the same vibe. So whenever I'm walking into a place, I've got this serious, taken care of look. And it is as simple as taking care of that on a day-to-day basis, whatever. Like for instance, a few other tips and tricks that I would give you guys is making sure that you've got a checklist of everything that you need to do and everything that you need to make sure that is taken care of on a day-to-day basis, on a weekly basis, and on a monthly basis. Those things are just like simple, orderly discipline. Things like, if you have leather shoes, waxing them like at least once a week, or like once or twice a month, something like that. It could be taking care of your nails, so like cutting your nails, trimming them down, making sure everything on your toenails and your fingernails are all good and you don't look like a hobo. What else? Making sure you iron your fucking shirts, making sure you iron all of the stuff so that way it looks way cleaner and way more in shape and way more like you just fucking bought them. And then other than that, what else is there? I mean, I guess, yeah, wash your clothes. I would recommend using a dryer because it makes your clothes a bit more fluffy and a bit more neat, but it does damage them a bit quicker if you use the dryer too often. So you might end up having to buy more clothes more often if you use the dryer too often. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I guess make your wardrobe, clean your house. That's the easiest one I can give you guys, like advice. Make sure you don't like lose some stuff, or make sure you don't lose time or feel like shit at home. The point is, when you're going out, you're giving that vibe that at home it feels nice and it feels neat, tidy, and orderly. That is the whole point of looking the part. If you look good, you feel good. That's just the basics. And with that said, I appreciate every single one of you guys watching until the end of the video. As usual, I will be posting every single day for the next, I don't even know how long, but I will. I might not stop. I might post every single day until the end of time. I don't fucking know, maybe. And yeah, with that said, like, comment, subscribe. I'm happy to have a conversation in the comments if you have any questions about everything that we talked about today. And if you want some advice, feel free to ask me. I'm happy to help. And yeah, it's time to get back to work. It's a beautiful day. The sky's blue, no clouds. It's time to get back to work. So with that said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.